Hello and welcome to the last presentation for today. Let's see. Of course, I'm talking about agentic systems. I call it the intelligent agentic systems. And my name is Kåre. I'm head of tech and AI at Entire. Let's see here. Since it's only me before drinks, I'll just jump right into it. I'm often asked, what is really AI for you, or what does AI do? And I think for me at least, the most correct answer, it's something that can replace or enhance cognitive labor. And in the beginning, it was more simple tasks. The earlier models, they can solve smaller things. And then you came more advanced models with reasoning, could do creative work, can problem solve and such. And going forward, we have now more agentic AI or agentic systems where you can actually combine domains and solve cross-domains issues and problems and business cases. So there's many benefits of agentic AI and especially agentic AI systems. Some of them are here. You could talk about operations optimization. You can talk about improving efficiency, freeing employees from routine tasks, for example, and also integrating systems in a much larger and more dynamic way than just creating direct integrations, for example. And also when it comes to enhancing innovation cycles, that's an area that is more and more relevant, and also being part of the innovation itself. You can help come with ideas and actually help solve them more and more. About a week ago, there was a very interesting study from Harvard School of Business. And it looked at working with AI and not working with AI as an individual or as a team. And in this study, it was 776 participants from Procter & Gamble. You probably heard of it. It's like a global consumer and packaged goods company. And they were assigned to work on new product development. And maybe not surprisingly, but they found, of course, Gen AI really has a significant performance boost. But what was maybe a little bit more surprising is that one individual working with AI is more efficient than working in like a team of two without AI, and almost as efficient as a team of two with AI. So that tells you a little bit about collaboration might change now in the age of AI. Also, the study found that positive and negative emotions, self-reported emotions, are increased when you work with AI compared to without AI. And also, to a certain extent, higher positive emotions working with AI than working in a team without AI. And same with the self-reporting negative emotions. You have less reported negative emotions working with AI. And that kind of shows that this more social and motivational task that traditionally is something that other humans give you can sort of be replaced by AI, which is, I don't know if it's scary or... Also, I'll ask a question here. I mean, this study is just individual with Gen AI, but then you can, if you add agentic AI, you can pretty much assume you have even more increased productivity, more efficiency. Not sure about positive and negative emotions yet, but... And also part of this study that I also found valid from my own experience is that non-technical people that work with AI, they are able to be more involved into more technical problem solving or technical ID creation or such areas. So now suddenly you have more of the organization being able to participate in areas, or maybe cross-domain or technical areas, because I think this covers not just when it comes to technical, it can come to other business areas as well. So this is something that would be very, very valuable to leverage, you could say. And also then I asked the question, like, how about when you have a combination of an individual and not necessarily a technical individual, but that together with creating agents to work smarter, and then also the reinforcement back. And you see, like, for example, Oracle, I spoke before, they focus a lot on the agents in their business applications. Well, for example, Azure, they have it in their platform, and a lot of them are natural languages. Anyone can create an agent. And they become very, very quickly become more and more advanced. So this will be a feedback loop, which is very exciting. So when it comes to AI, I mean, you have to have real value, except from through a human. It needs to have some interaction with the world, you could say, and that's really what agentic AI is. It's the ability to act. And when it comes to the digital world, there's a lot of opportunities already. I mean, you can create almost anything you want, and then when an existing model don't work, you can create a new model, and you can keep going on like this. And when it comes to the physical world, that is really where the next revolution would lie. And you see with like self-driving cars, that will be a big revolution. And also like Cognite, they do this with offshore, making the offshore run with less crew because a lot is automated with robots. And the next are humanoids that can have basically human capabilities, you could say, which is opens a whole possibility, right? And especially when you combine that in an agentic system. So it's like a loop, right? Also, there's a really cool Norwegian company called 1X Technologies. They are forefront on creating robotics, humanoids. They're backed by OpenAI, so suggest checking that out. And just a little bit back to basics, you could say. I mean, traditionally, when it's automation, it's just you create something just step by step by step. And if just one variable changes, the whole system breaks, right? So the main advantage in the first step is that you can make a system more dynamic, right? And if you have an agentic workflow, which is a smaller set of agentic system could be, then you have more dynamic, and you can also learn from the experience, but maybe for one task, right? One task. Now, when it comes to agentic systems, then suddenly it opens up way more, and that's when many of these called gurus or talk about the first billion-dollar company without employees, right? That's a company that is built with agents that have different roles. It can be one for sales, one for R&D, one for you name it, right? And they work together. You can call it in a swarm or just an agentic system. And this is a statement from John LeCun. Is I think one of the four godfathers, or often referred to as one of the four, and talks about intelligence being mixing the reasoning with learning and problem solving. And that's the clue of getting these systems to really work well together, right? They problem solve, they learn from their experience, and they reason. So then it becomes a very flexible system. You can kind of solve tasks even when variables change. Now, we look at agentic systems as having a success criteria with our customers that we need to have we need to have speed in implementation, and we have to have agility, and we have to have a cost optimization. I heard someone else talk about there's huge differences when it comes to cost. And when you have just one model, there's like so many different models, and they have so many different cost structures. Just going for one takes some time, right? And then you can imagine you have a system of them, and you can use this model is good enough for that one, but not for this. So there you need reasoning. And then you can use that for this model, and maybe in the future you can replace these two models with a new model, for example. You can train your own. There's like endless opportunities. So to have control over like the cost structure is very complex. So we have incorporated this into how we work. We have our own agentic system that works on this task and also suggesting the optimal, call it AI agentic system for a customer. And of course, this is not perfect yet, but we are getting there. So, I think the task force, we have an AI task force. They've been working on more of a best practice approach. We call it Shaboom. There's a lot of young guys in this strike team, so they have some funny abbreviations. But if you're more interested in this, there will be a presentation on Thursday. Also, we are pretty much technology agnostic. So we have expertise across all the platforms, but also on a lot of different frameworks and approaches within AI. And that's part of the Strike team, is to be ahead of the curve, you could say, to kind of pick up all these new things that come in and being able to deploy it, say, in Oracle or Google or Azure, depending on the customer or depending on what's the best fit. And also, I often talk about AI, especially agentic systems. AI is not in a vacuum. I mean, if you have an IT landscape, there's a lot of different systems, and we feel that we in Antar, we are focusing on really being leaders at AI, but also we have expertise and specialists in the whole IT landscape, the full stack of the typical IT landscape. So we have specialists in data, platform, business application, infrastructure, and therefore we are able to use this more forward-leaning agentic systems and combine them, integrate them into the cross-section of your IT landscape, you could say. So, like I mentioned, on Thursday, the Strike team will, with Torbjørn and Edgar, will talk about the Shaboom approach. And Friday, Laura will talk about AI agents with ERP, which are more very precise business cases where you can gradually start replacing ERP system with agents, basically, or at least start removing licenses and replace them with the agent you can talk with on Teams, for example. So there's a lot of fun cases like this. And then we have Øyvind that will speak about the future investment with data science and machine learning tomorrow. So yeah, now it's drinks. Hey.